All right, so let's start on our backs. So you're gonna come onto your back and then step your feet mat width apart. Let the knees drop together and just bring the hands to the rib cage. Fan the fingers open. Let the eyes close. Let the shoulders melt open. And just start to connect with the breath here. Physically feeling the breath in the back body and also in the hands. Allowing yourself to simply have a moment of grounding here. Taking a really slow, deep, conscious breath in. And letting all the breath go. Take another really deep, conscious breath in. And let all the breath go. Taking one more really deep, conscious inhale. Let the breath go, soften through the jaws, you empty out completely. Cactus the arms out to the sides, and then keeping the feet exactly where they are, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, the knees drop to the right, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, knees and head through center. Exhale, knees to the left, head looks over the right shoulder. Inhale up through center, exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale up through center, exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale up through center, one more time each side, exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale up through center, exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. And back up through center. Hug the knees into your chest. Just take a moment here, really let the low back release, let the shoulders melt open. And then bring the legs into tabletop so that the knees are in the same line as the hip creases. Shins are parallel to the ceiling. And then really drop the low abdomen down and spread it wide, so don't let it start to pooch up on you. Keeping the arms cactused out to the sides. As you inhale, tap your right toes down to the mat. Exhale, draw the knee back up. Inhale, tap the left toes down. Exhale, draw the leg back up. Inhale, right toes tap. Make sure that the leg stays in the same shape so you're not drawing the heel in toward your seat. Exhale, draw the leg back up. Inhale, tap the left toes down. Exhale, draw the leg back up. One more time on each side. Inhale, tap those right toes down. Exhale, low abdominal muscles, draw the leg back up. Inhale, tap the left toes down. Exhale, low abdominal muscles, draw the leg back up. Both legs together. Inhale, tap the toes down. Exhale, draw the legs back up. Inhale, tap the toes down. Exhale, draw the legs back up. Two more times. Inhale, tap the toes down. Exhale, draw the legs back up. Last time. Inhale, tap the toes down. Exhale, draw the legs back up. Hug the knees into your chest. And then just start to rock up and down along the spine a little bit. Get some momentum going. And then pause, balancing on the sit bones. Lift the shins, lift the heart, Navasana. Let go. And then lower halfway down, Ardha Navasana. Really drop the abdomen down and spread it wide. Come right back up to Navasana. Lower Ardha Navasana. Stay here. You're going to turn the toes out. So externally rotate from the hips. Heels touch, toes turn out. And then cross right leg over left. Switch left over right. Switch right over left. Switch left over right. Click the heels together, internally rotate, big toes touch, come right back up to Navasana. Plant the feet, slide the palms back behind you, fingertips face you, press up to tabletop. Take a really deep breath in. Let all the breath go. 4 tricep push-ups here. Bend the elbows straight back, hug them in, and press up to straight arms. Bend the elbows straight back and up to straight arms. Bend the elbows, try to hug the upper arm bones in, press back up to straight arms. Last one, lower down and press back up. Lower your seat down, lift the shins, reach the fingertips toward the toes, and then lower halfway down, Ardha Navasana. Right back up to Navasana. Lower Ardha Navasana. Externally rotate from the hips, heels touch, toes turn out, cross left leg over right. Switch right leg over left, switch left leg over right, switch right leg over left, click the heels together, internally rotate from the hips, big toes touch, come back up to Navasana, plant the feet, slide the fingertips back behind you, press on up to tabletop, deep breath in. Let all the breath go. 4 tricep push-ups here. Lowering, bend those elbows back and in and press back up. Bend the elbows back and in, press back up. 2 more, bend the elbows, press into all 5 fingers, back up to straight arms. Last one. Press back up, drop the seat. Cross your shins and then come onto your hands and knees, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Shoulders are over the wrists, hips over the knees, beginning to move through cat and cow. Inhale, tuck the toes under, lift the gaze, tip the tailbone up. Exhaling for cat, untuck the toes, round chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhaling for cow, tuck the toes under, open wide across the collarbones. Exhaling for cat, untuck the toes, press into the thumbs and the forefingers, round, round, round. Inhaling for cow, hammock the belly down. Exhaling for cat, drawing navel to spine, chin to chest, coming to a neutral spine. Walk the hands forward, 1 palm print each, tuck the toes under and come into your first downward dog. See if here as well you can engage through those low abdominal muscles, pulling in and up. Allow that to shift the sit bones up and back a little bit more. Shake the head out here. And then start to pedal through the feet, sending one heel closer to the ground and then the other. Keep the toes and the fingers spreading evenly. Stay connected to the breath. Stay really present with the breath. And then gradually start to find stillness with the legs. As you inhale, lift up high onto the balls of your feet. As you exhale, bend your knees, press your chest toward your thighs, look right between your big toes here. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, drop the heels as close to the mat as they'll come right now. 1 more time like that. Inhale, lifting up high onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, press your chest toward your thighs as you bend those knees. Keep looking between your big toes. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, drop the heels as close to the ground as they'll come. As you inhale, come forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Downward dog. As you exhale, relax through the jaw and the shoulders. Inhaling forward to plank, moving with the breath. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank. Stay here as you exhale. Take 1 more breath in. And then lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up. Hug the elbows in. Downward dog as you exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the chest toward the thighs. Inhale, reach the right leg up. 3-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Try to kick your left seat with that right heel. And then lengthen the right leg long. Square the hips off. knee to the nose, get the shoulders right over your wrists, three-legged dog. Step the right foot between your thumbs, physically scoop it up if you need to. Deep breath in here, get nice and long through the back body. As you exhale, step the left foot up to meet the right, release over the legs, just let the breath and the head go for a moment. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, high prayer, reach up, look up. Interlace the fingers, flip your palms up to the ceiling. Reach up and over to the right side. Try to keep the left shoulder spiraling open. Come back up through center. Reach up and over to the left side. Ground down through the outer edge of the right foot. Come back up through center, press the palms up, look up, release the hands, fold over the legs, let the breath and the head go. Inhaling to your flat back, reach the crown of the head forward, lengthen the tailbone back, left foot steps back to your low lunge. Lower the left knee down, untuck the toes, sweep the arms up to frame your face, Anjaneyasana. Circle the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down, roll the shoulders open. As you lift the heart and the gaze, keep shifting the hips forward and down. Release the interlace of the hands, reach the arms back behind you, up overhead, and then down to the mat. Keep your left foot exactly as it is. Just lift that left knee and thigh off the ground so the top of your left foot is still on the mat. You're engaging through the whole front of that left thigh and hip. One more breath here. Maybe you lift the leg a little bit higher. And lower the left knee down, tuck the toes under once again, lift that left knee and thigh, step back to your downward dog, backs of the thighs pressed toward the back edge of the mat. Inhale forward to plank pose, downward dog. As you exhale, shift the weight into the legs, inhaling forward to plank, downward dog as you exhale. Last time, inhale forward to plank, stay in plank pose as you exhale. One more breath in. Lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up. Downward dog as you exhale, gazing between the big toes, spreading the toes evenly. Reach your left leg up, three-legged dog, open the hip, bend the knee. Press into the left hand a little bit more to square the shoulders. Lengthen that left leg long, square the hips off, knee to the nose, get the shoulders right over your wrists, three-legged dog. Step the left foot between the thumbs. Take a deep breath in here, left knee is directly over the left ankle. Right foot meets the left at the top of the mat, releasing over the legs in Uttanasana. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer as you reach up, look up. Interlace the hands, flip the palms up, reach up and over to the left side first, soften the shoulders. Come back up through center, reaching up and over to the right side, trying to keep both shoulders and hips square to the front of the mat. Come back up through center, press the palms up, grounding down through the feet, release the hands, fold over the legs. Let the weight rock forward in the feet here. Inhaling to your flat back, try to get your chest parallel to the mat, and then step the right foot back to your low lunge. Lower that right knee down, untuck the toes, sweep the arms up to frame your face, Anjaneyasana. Circle the hands behind you, interlace the hands with the non-habitual thumb on top. Draw the knuckles down the back of that right thigh. Feel the inner thighs hug in toward the midline for stability. And then release the interlacing of the hands, sweep the arms back, up, and then down to the mat. Keep pressing into the top of your right foot. Lift that right knee and thigh. So you're stretching through the right ankle and foot. You're finding both strength and flexibility through the front of that right thigh and hip. One more breath. Can you lift that right thigh and knee a little bit higher? And then lower the right knee down, tuck those right toes under, lift the knee and thigh again, step back to your downward dog, shift a little more weight into the legs, out of the shoulders and wrists. Inhale forward to plank, moving with the breath. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank pose. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank. Stay in plank pose as you exhale. Think of pressing the ground away. One more breath in. And then lower the knees, the chest and the chin. Baby cobra, press into the tops of the feet as you scoop the heart forward and up. Downward dog as you exhale, pressing the chest toward the tops of the thighs. Deep, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Take a slow, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. One more breath here in downward dog. Grounding down through your own feet and your own hands, connected with your breath, present in this moment. Slowly start to walk the feet up to the top edge of the mat. There's absolutely no rush to arrive. When you're at the very top of the mat, soften the knees. Think of resting the abdomen on the thighs. Let the crown of the head drop heavy toward the mat. Feel the sit bones lightly lift toward the ceiling. And then interlace the hands behind your head. Draw the elbows toward one another and gently draw the crown of the head down toward the mat, giving yourself a little bit of traction here. Lengthening through the back of the neck, relaxing through the tops of the shoulders. And release the hands. Keep the knees bent and the head heavy. Slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Head is the very last thing to arrive. When you have arrived, no rush. You'll shrug the shoulders up and back a few times. Just let yourself find stillness, standing tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Deep breath in here, fully present in this moment. Let all the breath go. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, reach up, look up. Draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs, let the weight go. Inhaling to flat back, reaching as long as you can through both sides of the waist. Step your right foot back to your low lunge. Deep breath in, reach the right heel back and the crown of the head forward just a little bit more. Downward dog as you exhale, gazing between the big toes. Inhale forward to plank pose. Lower just the knees, keep the toes tucked under, and then you're gonna lower halfway down, little push up here, press back up to straight arms. 2 more times, lower halfway down, press back up, stay with me here, lower halfway down, stay as you are with the arms, just lift the knees off the ground. There you are in Chaturanga, yes, lower all the way down. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank pose, strong and steady. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a full breath here, deep, deep inhale. Let everything go as you exhale. Inhale the left leg up, 3-legged dog, open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, left knee to the right upper arm bone, circle the knee to the left upper arm bone, and then press back to your 3-legged dog. Left knee to the left upper arm bone, shoulders over wrists, circle the knee to the right upper arm bone, press back to your 3-legged dog. Left knee to the right upper arm bone, circle it over to the left, pause here, step the foot outside of the hand, wide lizard lunge. Lower that right knee down, untuck the toes, turn the left toes out to face the left side of the mat, bring the left hand to the inner left thigh, press the thigh and the knee open, press the mat away with that right hand as you start to spiral the chest and the shoulders toward the ceiling. And then turn those left toes forward. Bring the left hand inside of the left foot. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the right knee and thigh. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Fold forward in this wider stance here. Feel the sit bones lift. Crown of the head drops. Bring your left hand to your right ankle or shin. Lift your left hip crease and then lift your right arm, finding a twist here. Lower that right hand down, come through center. Right hand to the left ankle or shin. Reach the left arm up toward the ceiling. Lift your right hip crease so that the hips aren't starting to dip with you here. Lower that left hand down, come through center. Heel toe the feet into your midline. Sweep the arms out and up. High prayer, reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, shoulders down, fingertips reach up. Draw your prayer through the midline, fold forward over the legs, let the weight rock forward in the feet. Inhaling to your flat back, reaching as long as you can through the spine. Step your left foot back, low lunge. Deep breath in here. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank, lower just the knees, and then lower halfway down, elbows hug alongside the rib cage, press back up to straight arms, lowering halfway down, broad across the collarbones, press back up to straight arms, lower halfway down, lift those knees, there you are in chaturanga, yes, lower all the way down. Baby cobra, keep hugging the elbows in as you scoop the heart forward and up. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank pose. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a full breath here. Ground and center yourself. Keep returning to the breath. Keep returning to the present moment. Reach that right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, right knee to the left upper arm bone, circle it over to the right, press back to your three-legged dog. Right knee to the right upper arm bone, circle it over to the left, press back to your three-legged dog. Right knee to the left upper arm bone, shoulders over wrist, circle it over to the right, pause here, and then step that right foot outside of the right hand. Lower the left knee down, untuck the toes, turn the right toes out to face the right side of the mat, right hand to the inner right thigh, press the thigh open, press the ground away with that left hand so don't sink into the shoulder. Make sure there's a little bit of a lift through that left thigh so that you're not sinking into the left hip either. Maybe gaze all the way up toward the ceiling. And then turn those right toes forward, plant the right hand down, tuck the left toes under, lift your left knee and thigh. Step the left foot outside of the left hand, pinky finger and big toe next to one another. Bringing your right hand to your left ankle or shin, press into that right foot a little bit more as you reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Make sure you can see your thumb in your peripheral vision. Lower the left hand down, come through center, left hand to the right ankle or shin. Reach that right arm up toward the ceiling, reach that left hip crease up toward the ceiling. And then lower the right hand down, come back through center, heel toe the feet into your midline. Sweep the arms out and up, high prayer as you reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Let the weight shift back into the heels, soften through the shoulders and the face. One more breath in, sit a little bit lower if you can. Fold over the legs as you exhale, just let it all go for a moment. Inhaling to your flat back, really feel the sit bones reach back and the crown of the head lengthen forward. Right foot steps back to your low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose, top of the push-up. Pause here. Feel the low abdominal muscles right below the navel draw in and up. And then you're gonna tap the knees down and then straighten those legs again. Shoulders stay over the wrists. Tap the knees and straighten. Tap the knees and straighten. Pause here as you exhale, slowly lower straight down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Hover the palms off the mat. Circle the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Reach your knuckles back, lift your thumbs away from your seat. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet and the thighs. One more breath in. Can you lift just a little bit higher? And release down to the mat. Hands come under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Press up to plank. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Upward dog coming onto the tops of the feet. Thighs and knees hover off the mat. Downward dog as you exhale. Pull up through the front of the thighs. Shift a little more weight into the legs. Maybe shake the head out. Give yourself a moment to genuinely reconnect with the breath here. As you inhale, reach the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Step the right foot between the thumbs. Spin that left heel down. Square the hips by pulling that right hip crease back and in. And then rise up to warrior one. Really square the hips and the shoulders to the front of the mat. Pull up through the front of that left thigh and hip. And then interlace the hands behind your head here. I'm going to shift a little bit so that you can see. You're going to open the elbows. Lift up out of the waist. See if you can fall back into the support of the hands just a little bit more. And then re-extend the arms up to frame your face. Lower the hands down to the mat. Step to plank pose. Lower straight down to the mat. One solid piece. Baby cobra. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat. Tuck the toes under. Press up to plank. Lower chaturanga halfway down. Upward dog as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. Reach that left leg up. Three-legged dog. Open the hip. Bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, step the left foot between the thumbs, spin that right heel down. It's okay if you step the left foot out to the left a little bit more to square the hips, and then rise up to warrior one. Press into the pinky edge of that right foot so that you engage the right leg even more. Actively draw that left hip back. Left knee is over the ankle and middle toe, and then bring the hands behind your head. Lift up out of the waist, little bit of an upper back bend as you fall back into the support of your hands, and then re-extend the arms, maybe look up a touch. Lower the hands down to the mat, step to plank pose. Lower straight down to the mat, both shoulders and hips meet the ground at the same time. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank. Lowering chaturanga halfway down. Upward dog as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Deep, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. One more breath here in your downward dog, fully present in this moment. Keep guiding yourself back to the breath, back to the present moment. Don't get too wrapped up in the thoughts, the distractions. Lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, gaze forward, either walk or hop to the top of the mat. Flat back when you've arrived. And release over the legs. Let the breath go, let the head go. As you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. High prayer, reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Keep sitting those hips back and down. Relax the shoulders. Stay open across the heart center. Stay present. Even in moments that are maybe uncomfortable, don't check out, don't give up. One more breath in. And release over the legs, let it all go. Inhaling to your flat back, reaching as long as you can through both sides of the waist. Step the left foot back to your low lunge, right foot meets it in plank pose. Stay in plank, again, really draw the low abdomen in and up, and you're gonna tap both knees down.
And immediately lift the knees back up. Tap the knees down. Engage below the navel. Lengthen the legs long. One more time. Tap the knees down. Straighten the legs. Reach the heels back. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat. One solid piece. Baby cobra. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Hover the palms off the mat. Circle the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Draw the knuckles back, lift your thumbs away from your seat, reach the chest forward and up. Little bit of a tuck with the chin so the back of the neck stays lengthened. One more breath here, maybe you lift the feet and the thighs off the ground and release down to the mat. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, press up to plank, lowering halfway down, chaturanga. Upward dog as you inhale, downward dog as you exhale. Return to the breath. Not taking for granted any breath, any moment. Reach that right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, step the right foot between your thumbs, spin the left heel down, rise up to warrior one, squaring the shoulders and hips to the front of the mat, deep breath in, opening to warrior two as you exhale. Adjust that back foot so you want the front heel on the same line as the arch of your back foot. Extend long from under the arms. Flip your right palm, peaceful warrior, reach all the way up and back. Keep reaching back, straighten the right leg, reaching forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Right hand finds the right shin or ankle, that left arm reaches straight up toward the ceiling, and then bring the left hand behind your head. Elbow reaches toward the ceiling. Wrap the right side of the chest and the rib cage up toward the ceiling. Fall back into your left hand a little bit more, and then reach that left arm back up toward the ceiling. Peaceful warrior. Bend your right knee. Reach all the way up and back. Reach, reach, reach. Side angle, Parsvakonasana. You can bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Maybe you bring that right hand inside of the right foot. Yogi's choice. Actively press either into the forearm or the hand to lift up out of that right side waist. Wrap the right side of your rib cage toward the ceiling a little bit more. And then circle the left hand down to the mat. Spin to the ball of your left foot. Reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. Low lunge twist. Reach that right arm overhead. Circle the hand down to the mat. Plant firmly into that right foot as you lift your left leg for a standing split. Square the hips by lifting your right hip crease here. See if you can lengthen behind the left knee and then lift it just a little bit more without disturbing the hips. Draw that left knee in toward your chest. Bring the hands to the shin. Come all the way up to stand. Pull up through the standing leg. Flex through that left foot. Keep holding on to the left shin with the right hand. Reach the left arm up. And then twist to the left. Reach the left fingertips toward the back of the mat. Maybe gaze over those left fingertips. Circle that left hand down. Reach the arms up. Draw the knee up. Step back to your high lunge. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze. Plant the palms down. Press back to a three-legged dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Open the hip, bend the knee. If you want to flip your dog for a moment here, you can. Finding a nice opening through the chest and the shoulders. Meeting back in a three-legged dog if you're not there already. Come forward to plank pose. Right toes still hover off the mat. Lower chaturanga, right toes still hover. Both feet come onto the mat for your upward dog. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a full breath here. Deep, deep inhale. Let everything go as you exhale. Reach the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Step the foot between the thumbs. Spin the right heel down to the mat. Rise up to warrior one. Pull that left hip back in and engage through the front of the right thigh. Open to warrior two. Adjust the back foot if you need to. Shoulders are right over the hips. Bending strongly through that left leg. Pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Keep reaching back as you straighten your left leg, reaching forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Left hand finds the left shin or ankle. Reach the right arm up toward the ceiling and then bring that right hand behind your head. Wrap the left side of the rib cage toward the ceiling. Fall back into the support of that right hand. Reach the right arm back up toward the ceiling. Wrap the left hip under you a little bit more. Peaceful warrior, bend your left knee, reach all the way up and back. Side angle, Parshvottanasana. Again, you can bring the forearm to the thigh, or the hand can come inside of the foot, yogi's choice. Press into the outer edge of your back foot even more. Lift your inner right thigh. Wrap that left hip under you. Lift up out of the left side waist. Reach a little bit longer through the top arm. Circle the right hand down to the mat. Spin to the ball of your right foot. Reach the left arm up toward the ceiling. Low lunge twist. Reach that left arm overhead. Circle the hand down to the mat. Standing split. Shift into the left foot as you lift that right leg. Lift the left hip crease. Relax the shoulders. Maybe lift that right leg just a little bit more. And then draw the right knee in toward your chest. Hands come to the shin as you come all the way up to stand. It's okay if balance got a little wobbly. Yes, flex that right foot. Left hand stays on the right shin. Pull up through your left leg. Standing leg, reach the right arm up. And then start to twist to the right. Reach those right fingertips back. Maybe you look over your right thumb. Keep the shoulders over the hips here. Circle that right hand down, reach both arms up, draw the right knee up, step back to a high lunge. Lower the hands down to the mat, press back to your three-legged dog. Left leg reaches up and back. Open the hip, bend the knee. Again, you can stay here or you can flip your dog, yogi's choice. Listen to your own body and breath. If you flipped your dog, come back to your three-legged dog. Lengthen that left leg, square the hips, come forward to plank, left toes hover. Lower chaturanga, left toes still hover. Both feet come onto the mat for upward dog. Thighs and knees are hovering off the mat. Downward dog as you exhale. Come back to the breath. Over and over again, coming back to the breath. Inhale forward to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank. Gaze past the top edge of the mat. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhale forward to plank. Stay in plank as you exhale. One more breath in. Slowly lower straight down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Reach the arms long by your sides. Walk the legs a little bit closer together and farther behind you. As you inhale, lift and lengthen everything away from the mat for Shalabhasana. Just those hip points are anchored down. Find the buoyancy here. Find a moment of ease if you can. Yes, don't just let this get heavy and hard. One more breath in. And release down to the mat. Resting the right cheek down. It feels good to sway the hips, sway the hips. And then rest the left cheek down, just a little passive neck stretch here. Again, if it feels nice to sway the hips, you can sway the hips. Bring the forehead back down to the mat. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Press up to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Come back to the breath. The breath is your guide back to the present moment. It's your way to literally let go of what the body no longer needs. It's a reminder that you can also start to let go of thoughts that are distracting, that are not so helpful, that are not centered on right here, right now. Lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Gaze right between your thumbs. Either walk or hop to the top of the mat. Flat back when you've arrived. And release over the legs. Let the jaw relax. Let the weight rock forward. Sweep the arms out and up. High prayer as you reach up. Look up. Exhale, prayer to the heart center. Just pause for a moment, grounded on your own 2 feet. Keep light through the heart. Stay relaxed through the shoulders and the face. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Right away, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhaling to your flat back, really try to get the chest parallel to the ground. Plant your palms. You can either step to plank or you can jump back to chaturanga. If you're jumping, land on bent elbows. Coming into your upward dog. We're all meeting back in downward dog. Taking a deep conscious breath in here in downward dog. And letting all the breath go. Inhale the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips. Step the foot between your thumbs, warrior 1. Spin the left heel down, rise on up. Opening to warrior 2. Adjust your stance if you need to. Flip your right palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back, straighten the right leg, reaching forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Reach longer through both arms and both sides of the waist. Peaceful warrior. Bend your right knee, reaching all the way up and back, dancing with the breath, side angle, Parshvottanasana. Forearm to the thigh, your right hand comes inside of that right foot. Circle the left hand down to the mat, spin to the ball of your left foot, reach the right arm up, low lunge twist, reach the right arm overhead. Circle the hand down to the mat, standing split, lift your left leg, square those hips off, resist the urge to lift the left hip crease. Draw the left knee in toward your chest, hands to the shin, come all the way up to stand. Flex the left foot, hold on to the shin with your right hand, reach the left arm up, twisting to the left, reach back, look back. Circle the left hand down, reach the arms up, draw the knee up, step back to your high lunge. Lower the hands down to the mat, press back to your 3-legged dog, right leg reaches up and back. Open the hip, bend the knee, you can stay here or flip your dog, yogi's choice. If you flipped your dog, come back to your 3-legged dog, straighten the right leg, square the hips, plank pose with the right toes hovering. Lower chaturanga, right toes still hover, both feet come onto the mat for your upward dog. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a full breath here. Exhale fully. Smoothing out the transitions, reach that left leg up, 3-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips, step the foot between your thumbs. Warrior 1, spin the right heel down, rise up, really engage through the front of that right thigh. Open to warrior 2, adjust your stance if you need to. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior. Reach, 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 reach. Straighten the left leg. As you reach forward for triangle, don't lose the length you created in that left side waist. Peaceful warrior. Bend your left knee. Reach those left fingertips up and back. Side angle, Parshvottanasana. Left forearm to the thigh or right hand comes inside of the right foot. Press into that back foot even more. Circle the right hand down to the mat. Spin to the ball of your right foot. Reach the left arm up. Low lunge twist. Reach that left arm overhead, circle the hand down to the mat, standing split. Lift your right leg, square your hips, relax your shoulders and jaw. Draw the right knee in toward your chest, hands to the shin, come all the way up to stand, crown of the head lifts to the ceiling. Flex the right foot, reach the right arm up. Twisting to the right, reach those fingertips back, look toward the back edge of your mat, pull up through your standing leg. Circle the right hand down, reach both arms up, draw the knee up, step back to your high lunge. Lower the hands down to the mat, three-legged dog. Left leg reaches up and back behind you. Open the hip, bend the knee. Either stay here or flip your dog for a moment. Meeting back in that three-legged dog, lengthen the left leg, square the hips, come forward to plank, left toes hover. Chaturanga, left toes still hover, both feet on the mat for your upward dog. Downward dog as you exhale. Come back to the breath, come back to the present moment. Soften around any thoughts or feelings here. Inhaling forward to plank. Slowly lower straight down to the mat, one solid piece. Reach the arms by your sides, walk the legs closer to one another and farther behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen everything away from the mat for Shalabhasana. One last back bend here. Inhale, can you lift a little bit higher? Every exhale, without lowering, you soften just a touch. Where don't you need any excess energy here? One more breath in. And release down to the mat. Rest the left cheek down. Big toes touch, heels wing open. If it feels good to sway the hips, sway the hips. And then rest the opposite cheek down. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Child's pose, hips to the heels. Big toes touch, knees are just as wide as they need to be. It feels good to sway the hips or circle the forehead on the mat. You're welcome to find some movement. Allowing the breath to deepen and slow down here. Allowing yourself to slowly drop into a little more stillness, a little less movement and energy. Come to sit up on the shins. Let the hips fall to one side, and then bring the legs out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall. Flex the feet. Walk up onto the sit bones just a little bit more. And then bend that right knee. Plant the foot. Flex the left foot. Holding on to the right shin with the left hand. Reach that right arm up. And then twist to the right, tent up the right fingertips just behind you on the mat. Sit up even taller, and then see if you can twist a little more deeply. So same shape that we took when we were standing. Come back through center. Let that right knee fall open. Sole of the right foot presses into the inner left thigh. Reach the arms up to frame your face. Spiral over that left leg, so think belly button to kneecap, and then hinge forward for Janu Shirshasana. Let the hands maybe catch the foot or the ankle, or let them just rest alongside the leg. As you inhale, get a little bit longer through the spine. Think chest toward big toe. As you exhale, hinge forward over the leg a little more. Tucking the chin toward the chest ever so slightly. Beginning to look inward, tune in. Beginning to quiet the external noise and distraction. Come back up to sit. Draw that right knee in, lengthen the right leg long. Bend the left knee, plant that left foot down, sit up nice and tall, flex the right foot, holding on to the left shin with the right hand, reach your left arm up, twisting to the left, tent up the left fingertips directly behind your sacrum, sit up nice and tall, shoulders over hips, and then start to twist, gazing over the left shoulder, hugging that left knee in toward the midline. Come back through center. Let the left knee fall open. Sole the left foot presses into the inner right thigh. Flex your right foot, reach the arms up. Spiral over that right leg, and then hinging from the hips, you reach forward. So try not to round through the back. Really think sternum toward big toe. And again, wherever the hands land is perfectly okay. Try to stay broad across the collarbones, but allow a little bit of a tuck with your chin so that you can begin to tune in to quiet the noise of all the outside distractions. Maybe closing the eyes even here. Consciously slowing the breath. Come back up to sit. Draw that left knee in, lengthen the left leg long. Shake the legs out a little bit. Bend the knees, plant the feet, scoot yourself forward so that there's space behind you, reaching the fingertips forward. Hollow out the belly, draw navel towards spine as you slowly lower one vertebra at a time. Once you're all the way on the mat, hug the knees into your chest. It might feel good to rock a little bit or circle the knees. If you're circling the knees, make sure you go in both directions. And then bringing the knees back in through center. Taking a happy baby, grab the outer edges of the feet, the ankles or the shins. Let the knees and the feet open nice and wide, and maybe you rock side to side a little bit. Maybe you straighten one leg and then the other. Just see what feels good for you. And then as you're ready, start to hug the knees into the chest. Lengthen the legs long on the mat, as wide as the mat, feet flop open. Hands come by your sides, palms face up. Allowing the eyes to close as you drop into Shavasana, your final resting pose. Back body drops heavy into the ground. The front body lightly rises and falls with the breath. As you find that sweet stillness physically and mentally, allow the efforts of your practice to soak in. Remember that no effort, no matter how small or how large, is ever wasted.
Let your next breath be a little bit deeper. Start to bring some movement into the fingers and toes. Gently nod the head side to side. Bending the knees one at a time, sliding the feet onto the mat. Reach the arms long overhead, stretching through the torso. Gently roll to the right side into fetal position. Pressing into your top hand, come up to a comfortable cross-legged seat, Sukhasana. Allowing yourself to find stillness with the eyes closed when you arrive. Just giving yourself a moment of stillness, a moment of presence. Joining the palms in prayer at the heart center. Lightly lift your heart up toward the thumbs. Sealing practice with one Om. The best within me bows to the best within you. Namaste. Thank you.